I wonder if they're gonna deport me.
So, you arrive in Japan and you're having a freaking blast. You feel fatigued, but it's because you've had more than a few nights this past week where you got less than 3 hours of sleep. Your body hurts, but that's only because you lugged 2 pieces of luggage totaling 70% of your own body weight up 3 flights of stairs in a busy Tokyo train station. Your throat is a bit sore, but that can be explained by how you're chronically dehydrated and forget to drink water in your excitement, plus your immune system is down from your lack of sleep. But as your coughing jags get longer and increasingly hard to suppress under the mask you have to wear all the time, even outdoors, on the street, in parks, and of course in public transportation, you finally feel the urge to know, is it COVID? Shoot.
I hope they don't deport me. It's only been 5 days. I spent so much to get here.
Apparently you're paranoid when you're sick. But after thinking about it a little, they won't deport you because 1, if they deport you now, you'll infect other people on the plane. And 2, there's no point in deporting you after you get better. After all, you are on a mission to save the Japanese economy by spending lots of money on tourism. The yen needs you to become stronger. You feel kind of sucky, but all in all, your symptoms aren't too terrible. But as a fine, upstanding citizen of the earth, how are you supposed to quarantine? You weren't planning on staying in any one place for more than a couple nights, so your bookings for the next week are all in different places. Also, there are no vacancies anywhere left, at least not ones that you can book online. You wish you stayed in Tokyo, where hotels are plentiful and half the price they are here. Unsure of what to do, you find the Ministry of Health COVID hotline number online and call them. They ask for your name, your age, your nationality.
Calling from a hotel. Right now I'm staying in Aomori.
Your paranoia about getting kicked out of the country intensifies. They ask you about your symptoms and the COVID test you took.
Yeah, I brought one from home, from the US.
They tell you to call the prefectural government. Apparently, COVID measures are handled prefecture by prefecture. That makes sense. The prefectural line is Japanese only.
英語で言ってもいいですか？電話番号がないんです。これはホテルから。
You struggle to communicate a bit.
悪くない。でも私は他の人を、
Actually, you struggle a lot.
ご迷惑したくない。I don't want to spread it. Hi.
After 2 hours of phone calls and no progress, you decide to wait for their limited foreign language support. That's in 18 hours.
I'm just gonna have to wait.
You're hungry, so you break out the snacks you brought as souvenirs for your friends.
I'm just gonna take a bath, I guess. There's nothing else to do.
You sleep and wait. You can't sustain yourself on hot Cheetos and Rice Krispies, so you mask up and go to the convenience store, silently apologizing to all the people you encounter on your way there.
I'm sorry, Lawson. Hopefully it's nice and warm. Wow, look at all these packets. There's like no noodles in there. Dried onions and some mystery meat, powdered soup, seaweed, wet soup. A lot of stuff. Go.
Kayaku o ire? Kayaku? Which one of these is kayaku? Oh, I see. Okay, that makes sense. Yep.
Now what?
You gotta put the dry stuff first, so that makes sense. And then what? And then put water in it to a line. Which line? Okay, there's only one line. That's good. And then, okay, and then after 5 minutes, put in everything else.
Getting there.
Cool.
Oh, wait, 5 minutes.
It smells pretty good.
Chewy. Texture is pretty good.
At long last, it's time to call the English line.
English, please.
It turns out that they aren't actually a COVID-specific hotline, but they are a foreign language help desk. They ask if you told the hotel that you were sick. You didn't. You were afraid that the hotel would kick you out. They tell your hotel that you're sick. Then they tell you that your hotel will help you, and hang up. But not before telling you about their Facebook account so you can keep in contact. You're actually pleasantly surprised about that. Not having a phone number in Japan was turning out to be a real pain in the neck, but you're glad you have that lifeline. However, you have no idea how the hotel will respond to the news of you having COVID, and paranoia and anxiety about getting kicked out intensifies. Heart pounding, you glance at the door, expecting people in hazmat suits to burst in. You wonder if an ambulance will come pick you up and if they'll let you take your suitcases with you. Nothing happens. But the hotel front desk does call to inform you that they won't clean your room. You wonder what to do now. You're supposed to check out tomorrow. The foreign language org hasn't accepted your message request. Since the hotel knows you have COVID, you call them and ask if they have vacancy for the next few days. They do, which is surprising because as far as you knew, everywhere is booked up. It's hecking expensive. You shed a tear for your wallet, but at least you've regained control of the situation and won't be restricted by any government monitoring. Let me introduce you to some mildly interesting things from my hotel window. That vine is turning a lovely shade of red. I wonder if this building is abandoned because that water gathering on the roof does not seem up to code. Very beautiful mountains that I cannot go see. Those trees are turning red. Well, you can see water over there. That is my view. Ooh, that is very red. Later, the foreign language org finally responds to your Facebook message request. They relay some more questions on behalf of the prefectural health center. You update them saying that you booked more days at the hotel. Since you expressed earlier that you wanted to go back to Tokyo, they say that you can go back if you're feeling well enough after a couple of days. Something about their questions tell you that maybe they could have helped you find a place to stay in Aomori, but since you've already resolved the situation for yourself, you let it go. You can finally relax and focus all your attention on recovering. Here are the goods. Tonkotsu soy sauce ramen, fluffy egg drop soup, pork and vegetable miso soup. I really like the texture even though I can't completely taste it. Ramen. Kuri Kit Kat, chestnut Kit Kat, an apple pie popsicle, Panda's ice cream. And I got vegetables to try and balance things out, but it is only 1/3 of the vegetables that I should eat per day. And honestly, I think this is a lot. This is like how much I eat in one day on a good day. So me trying to be really healthy is not that healthy. You can see the apple right there. I'm very excited for this decadent looking chocolate dessert. That's it. Put that in there. This is what it looks like. Love how thick and luxurious these chips are. So this is what I can share about my experience of getting COVID in Japan. First, there are no COVID countermeasures in place other than ubiquitous masking by the public. If you have mild symptoms, just try your best to quarantine. Because Japan held off on opening their borders for so dang long, I thought that there'd be some strict COVID countermeasures in place, but there was absolutely nothing enforced, not even like contact tracing or anything. The government does have COVID hotlines to help give guidance in case that you get COVID, but foreign language support is highly dependent on the prefecture because COVID support is dependent on the prefecture. Many places do have 24-hour support, such as Tokyo and even Miyagi Prefecture. I was just very unlucky to be in a place where there was very limited support. Oh, I should have stayed in Tokyo. I can't attest to how much they'll help you out. At the same time, I had a mild case. I have confidence that they'll help you out if you have a severe case. Third thing to note, you won't get deported, and your hotel won't kick you out.
But that's another reason why you might consider a hotel over an Airbnb, because an Airbnb host is likely not going to help you out when you're sick.
While we're on this topic, here are some other handy safety tips for travel in Japan. In the event of a medical emergency, call 119. To reach the police, call 110. Kajida means there's a fire, and jishin means earthquake. If you don't get texts or voice calls in Japan, I highly recommend the NHK World News app for J Alert push notifications that will notify you of disasters and emergencies. And that's it. Stay safe and have a beautiful life.